I told my mom in Mahopac, New York, my mom, I said, one day I'm going to write for Sports Illustrated. And she was like, you have to be realistic. Like Jewish family, you should be a lawyer, you should be a doctor. No, I'm telling you, I'm going to write for Sports Illustrated. And what happened was, when I was at Delaware in the student newspaper, I wrote an article. I decided I was going to apply early for the NBA draft just to see what would happen. I was a junior at Delaware, and I thought, I'm going to apply early for the NBA draft. And I wrote a letter to the NBA saying, my name is Jeff Pearlman. I'm a junior forward at the University of Delaware, and I was a forward on the intramural co-champion, the Edna's Edibles. And I said, I'm giving up my eligibility. I think my talents are ready for the NBA. And I send this letter. And I get a letter one day in my dorm room, and my roommate, Paul Hansen, is like, Pearl, there's a letter from the NBA. And I open it, and it says, Dear Mr. Pearlman, as of this date, you are surrendering your eligibility, and your name is entered in the NBA draft. And I go home. And during one of the breaks, I get a call from the head of security from the NBA. And he's like, is this Jeff Pearlman? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, we received your letter, and I have to ask, who the hell are you? And I was like, well, I play at Delaware. And this is before the internet, really. I play at Delaware and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, you're in the draft. So I wrote that story for my student newspaper. Now I'm at the Tennessean. I'm applying for jobs at Sports Illustrated. And I get a call one day saying, we like your stuff. Why don't you pitch us an idea? And I said, well, what about there's a swimmer in Nashville? And they're like, no, not interesting. There's a basketball coach at Vanderbilt. No, not interesting. Well, I once applied for the NBA draft. And they said, write that. And that was my first article at Sports Illustrated.
Did they print it?
Yeah, the biggest thrill of my life. Honestly, the biggest thrill of my life when that story ran in SI.